Now as we come in further into the crawl space, we see areas where there is organic matter under the plastic, and that's causing bacteria and mold to grow underneath. There are some cave crickets that are in here. This line is a condensation line, so water drips off these air ducts when it's warm out and there's cold air going through the ducts. There's another full-size cave cricket. The ductwork, this particular duct is not sealed, so it's wasting energy. This one is sealed. And then in here we have mold growth up on the wood in different areas. Here I'm further from the water heater, but yet we have pools of water. This frog was hanging out in that pool of water. That's a sign that it stays pretty wet here, that we're able to support an amphibian, and that also there must be a food source, which is the cave crickets, and then the cave crickets are harvesting the mold. So we have the classic southern swamp scenario going on in here. And then these ducts are not sealed, which is allowing the different types of mold to be pulled right into the house. Here is additional signs of condensation forming up on the subfloor. The moisture's coming off these metal boots and causing some mold to grow on the wood. Also here you see these drip marks. These are caused by water dripping off the ducts, causing mold to grow on the ducts as well as up on the subfloor. Some heavier mold growth here. However, up above we also have mold growth, different colors, indicating that this stays wet longer because it's a white rot mold. Here's another area where you can see this delineation line between the plastic and the soil. So what happens is moisture condensates under the plastic and it creates a bacterial field where the plastic is not covering the ground. Here's another spot where the air ducts are not covering the boot, so these metal boots want to sweat, and again mold wants to grow right next to where it goes into the house. I disconnected this duct from the main trunk pretty much right in the middle, and there is extensive mold growth inside this duct. I disconnected this duct and it was loaded with mold. This is somewhat in the middle of the entire system. Back there is the master bedroom and the gas pack, and then this runs on down. So if this one is contaminated with mold, most likely they all are. This crawl space access door is being exposed to rainwater. Because the crawl space should be upgraded to a closed crawl space, we need to change the framing here and install a new door with thicker material and a rainwater diverter out front.
In North Carolina, there are two building codes for crawl spaces. Hopefully this video will help you decide which one is right for you. Typical open-vented crawl spaces in North Carolina have moisture, mold, insect, and radon issues. This is a concern because in the summer and winter air rises. This draws damp, moldy, smelly air from your crawl space into the living areas. One solution to this is a closed crawl space, which uses 100% ground coverage, subfloor or wall insulation, a drying mechanism or exhaust fan. A problem with plastic liners are the off-gassing of chemicals, micro-punctures created during installation, and the offensive urine odor caused by bacteria living underneath the liner. So which do you prefer, musty odors or chemical odors? Here at Indoor Environmental Systems, we prefer to use a foil foam insulation liner which covers the ground and the walls. This is the best for indoor air quality and energy efficiency, since there are no chemical odors, moisture, mold, insects, or radon, and it significantly reduces energy loss into the ground. The typical crawlspace remediation consists of mold removal, installing an insulation liner on the ground and walls, using a drying method such as a crawlspace supply vent, dehumidifier, or foundation vent exhaust fan. Mold removal depends on the extent of the contamination. Therefore, insulation may or may not be removed. Colonized mold is removed in preparation for a mold treatment. CleanSeal is a non-toxic, low-odor, quick-drying coating which prevents mold growth. It comes with a manufacturer's lifetime warranty that states no toxic microorganisms shall penetrate the treated surfaces, nor shall any such microorganisms or toxic gases emerge from beneath a treated surface. Crawlspace drying mechanisms. They consist of three: the crawlspace supply vent, a dehumidifier, or an exhaust ventilation fan. Crawlspace supply vents are a low cost and no maintenance option. Crawlspace dehumidifiers provide dependable humidity control, yet require maintenance. The foundation vent exhaust fan is great because it stops this rising of pollutants from the crawlspace into the living area. The exhaust fans or fan are placed in foundation vents and come with automatic temperature and humidity controls. Other considerations may be a crawlspace drain or sump pump, diverting rainwater, as well as landscape modifications. A crawlspace drain will release rainwater from below the liner and drain away water from plumbing breaks. A sump pump may be needed if flooding or rising water is a concern. Capturing rainwater and diverting it away from the home is helpful. A simple, low-maintenance option is to divert rainwater and termites by installing a metal and stone landscape border. It's beneficial to discharge water far away from your home and use a lawnmower safe pop-up. Indoor Environmental Systems provides code-approved R13 foundation wall insulated closed crawl spaces. Our crawl spaces are energy efficient and guaranteed to not condensate or grow mold. We have the best system for indoor air quality because of no mold, radon, volatile organic compounds, or insects, and it meets the North Carolina Building Code. Indoor Environmental Systems provides indoor air quality since 1992. We are the oldest mold remediation company in Raleigh, Cary, Durham, Chapel Hill. We have best practices, lifetime warranties, and award-winning Angie's List customer service. Because of our experience, knowledge, and integrity, we can see the big picture and recommend what's best for you. Thank you from the crew at Indoor Environmental Systems.